You made it. Congratulations. You traveled your way through the wilds of the internet. You found my site and you have found this very special virtual remote open house video prepared by me, Joe Meyer, your child's Latin 2 teacher, for you, their parents or guardians. So thank you so much for coming. I have some slides to share with you, so I thought it'd be fun to give you kind of the authentic Zoom remote learning sort of experience. I'm going to try to seamlessly share my screen with you, and it'll probably go horribly wrong. Give me a second, bear with me. All right, I push the share screen button, and I attempt to share my screen. And oh, it worked. It worked. Congratulations to me. All right. It's so nice to see you. You know, it was difficult for everybody the way that the school year ended last year, and I was really sad because I had just great Latin 1 students. I really looked forward to coming to school every day and spending time with them. And when I found out that I would be teaching Latin 2 and that I would have many of the students that I had last year, I was super excited, and it's really fun, even though these are strange times and strange circumstances. It's great to have them. You have great kids. You have great kids. Nice work there. Nice work there. All right. But if your children are anything like mine, they deserve to be embarrassed periodically. And if you were able to come to my open house last year, I taught you some simple little phrases that you could use in excessively public situations. Hello, goodbye, I'm watching you, the world famous Pax Tecum, peace out. I taught you those to you last year, but you know, your children are better at Latin, and quite honestly, you know, you're probably a year better at embarrassing them. So I would like to give you today an advanced how-to guide, to embarrassing your child with Latin. And what child doesn't just cringe and scream the word boomer when he, she, or they hears Elvis Presley songs sung in Latin, which is a whole weird subculture on the internet, but it's a thing. And so I have here a line from Fools Rush In that I will be sharing with your students, your children in class tomorrow. And I'd like to sing it for you now so you can practice and sing it to them when they least expect it, like when there are a lot of people around, that kind of thing. All right, so it goes like this. Sed non passum nada marete. I can't help falling in love with you. I like it because Fools Rush In is a great song, but it also has the grammar point we're about to learn, this irregular verb passum with complementary infinitive. It's, you know, it's just nice. It's nice. All right, so sing that to them. Practice. You can rewind this, practice, and they will be horrified. It'll be great. All right. You know, I find that the most important part of any open house is most of you I have met or had the opportunity to correspond with on email, but the most important part of these evenings is just reminding you that I am an accessible human being. I attempt to be, and that I hope that you feel comfortable if you have any questions, concerns, if you feel comfortable emailing me, particularly because of this strange kind of Zoom reality. It's harder for me to be as connected and kind of clued into how your children are doing. So anything that you see at home that you feel like would be helpful for me to help your kids learn better and just feel better about you know, taking part in school in this manner, please do not hesitate to reach out. And likewise, please encourage your kids to email me and contact me. I know almost all of them pretty well, and they seem comfortable doing that, but please remind them if they're having trouble that I would love to be able to help, and that email is the best way. There's my email address. It's the best way to contact me. Also, I just want to remind you, I think that is an incorrect link. It's tinyurl.com, Magistermeyer 2, but if you're watching this video, you already made it to my website. I do want to remind you just that I'm going to post, even more so than last year, all of my assignments on Google Classroom, which can be hard for parents to access. So if you go to the Latin 2 page on my website and scroll down to the bottom, I do include a calendar that links with all of the assignments, that I give in classwork that I give to your children to complete. So if you're ever wondering if they actually have any work, you can go right to that website and find out for sure. You can click on that, or your child can click on that and get more information, materials for the assignment. But just if they pull the old, no, Mr. Meyer, he's cool. He doesn't give homework. You can always check this calendar. All right, that comes in handy. I am learning as my children approach middle school. Okay, now, so Latin 2, a little bit different than Latin 1. And last year, our big kind of essential question, our big curricular goal was all about who were the Pompeians, who were the people of Pompeii, what were their cultural practices, products, and perspectives. This year, we have a different question. It's one that really matters to me and is near and dear to my heart, and it is this. What happens when when cultures meet? And the way that this plays out for your children is that the stories that they're going to be reading primarily take place in the first half of the year in Roman-occupied Britain, and in the final half of the year in Roman-occupied / Greek-occupied, it's complicated, Egypt, with some layover time in Greece and in Ethiopia and some other places. These are all places in the Roman world in which Rome were either Roman provinces or Rome had great influence. And what these stories allow us to see is people with different ideas about how the world should work, with different cultural perspectives and beliefs interacting, and the thousands of possibilities that can happen as a result of cultures coming together. It can be great, it can be horrible, and we're going to see both of those and everything in between this year. And the stories that we read and analyze that, talk about that, try to make sense of those dynamics of cultures coming together. And I would just say, of all the essential questions, to me, this is the one that really matters for kids, particularly, even if they never take another Latin class again. I tell a story about the first time I taught this curriculum was at 9/11. And I was teaching in a school outside of Boston. There were people that were in our school community that were that died as a result of 9/11. It was really an emotionally charged thing. And I was teaching middle school at the time. And those kids were not equipped. I mean, who was? But those kids were not equipped to really talk seriously about what happened, because it was so emotional, because it was so real, and it was so difficult. But what I found as the course of the year is we learned about the way, a kind of international superpower like the Roman Empire interacted with people and different cultures and different beliefs. We were able to talk as a class about some of those dynamics that were at play in 9/11 in safer terms. We were able to look at those dynamics in history, think about them, break them down. Kids were able to grapple with some of those issues in a safer environment, because the history was a long time ago. So I'm hoping that these skills, that these issues that we talk about in Latin 2 this year, are things that your children can take with you their entire lives, because we all know part of living in the United States, anywhere in the world today, is constantly interacting with people with different backgrounds, ethnicities, values, cultural beliefs, and we have to figure out how to navigate that, where we like it or not. And I hope, it's a lofty goal, but it's one worth pursuing, that the curriculum that we have this year helps your kids navigate that reality a little bit more successfully than they might otherwise. Fingers crossed. Okay. You may, of course, at this point in the talk, usually people are like, but wait a minute, this is still a Latin class, right? This is still a language. Yes, absolutely. The stories are getting more complex. We're going to continue to work on reading comprehension skills that will apply to the Latin that we're reading, and hopefully into their other classes as well. We'll continue training your kids to draw conclusions about the things they're reading, and to back up their arguments with evidence. A valuable skill, no matter what field you go into. As another skill that we evaluate, of course, is intercultural competence, as I've sort of discussed. And lastly, we're still working on vocab. We still have to do grammar. We're still doing derivatives. We're still helping kids expand their knowledge of the English language. because of its relationship with Latin. And just to remind you, in case you've forgotten, the way that the gradebook is set up is I don't have like a test section in the gradebook and a quiz section or homework section. Every assignment will be one of these 4 categories. You will evaluate your kids' proficiency in these skill levels and hopefully help them improve. Okay, I could go on forever. I'm pretty sure that that I have already gone way over my allotted time limit, but I do want to remind you to please reach out to please let me know if you have any concerns, questions, if there's any way that that I can be of assistance to you or to your child. Again, I'm very excited to have them. I'm very excited for this school year. Yeah, it's a weird one, but I feel blessed and lucky every day to be teaching the Latin with your kids. So thank you very much. Have a good night, and valete ames.